3. Here we go.
Here we go.
Yep.
Again. 2 for 2.
Hi, everybody. Heather back again with special guest, Jay Noggle.
All right. Cool. Well, hey, Heather, thanks for having me again. I think we're kind of onto something here. This could be really interesting to see where this goes in the future and whatnot. But so far, so good so far. So anyway, so if we have kind of a format at all, we're going to go ahead and jump right back into your haul, which we decided you've got some men's office wear tonight.
Yes, right? I do. I have a bunch of pants, new with tags, that I bought for 50 cents each at a church rummage sale. So that is what I will be sharing with you.
Nice. 50 cents each?
Yes.
New with tags?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. It was hard to resist. It didn't, to me, on that note, which is something I think we talked about. I kind of didn't care what brand they were at that price, new with tags. I thought, hey, they should be able to sell new with tags.
Right. I'm for the most part, I'm probably inclined to agree with you. There might be, some brands that, but I mean, still, anything new these days, they don't give it away for cheap. So,
right.
So that's good. So let me ask you off the top before you actually start showing stuff. Do any of them happen to be the same size?
Yes, a lot of them do tend to be, they're larger sizes.
Okay.
Run 40 by 29, 42 by 29. I think across the board, they're 32 by 30.
Okay, because my thing is on those, especially new with tags, business casual is business casual. And if that's what an office requires somebody to wear, they're going to need those pants 5 days a week, 365 days a year, right?
Correct.
So something wears out and they need them. It's not like it's a matter of just holding off and waiting. They need those, there's a certain presentation that they have to have at work, and that's just the way it is. So I think that's why, even though we're moving into summer, those still have opportunity to sell all year round, especially with the fact that they're new with tags. And it sounds like you've got some name brands in there as well.
I do.
Okay.
Okay, are we ready?
Yeah, go.
Okay, first pair that I am showing, they're called Oak Creek. These are the 42 by 29. Very beige, nice. I mean, they're new. What else am I going to say? They're nice.
Right. Khakis?
Yes.
Okay.
These are definitely the business casual.
Okay. Is there a list price or MSRP on the tag? There
is. Originally, these pants were $25, marked down to $9.99, and somebody probably bought them with them going down to $9.99 and then decided they didn't want them.
Okay.
The other two that I have to share are Savain, if I'm correct.
Okay.
These are a green. I think I'm learning. I'm not with pants. I think these are tapered, is what I am. I'm a jeans wearer, so not related to the dress list. But Savain, 40 by 29 with the tags. Originally, these were $36, marked down to $31.99.
Okay. I think I might be correct in saying that those could be a Macy's brand. I think I've seen those at Macy's. So
I'm not sure. I do know that one of the pair is from Dillard's.
Okay. What was the size on those again?
Those are also the 40 by 29. So and
the first are the same size?
The first three right here, because these are identical Savain. Green, 40 by 29 also.
Same color?
Yes, same color.
Those are definitely a lot. So those were normally $35 a pair?
Correct.
I don't see any reason why you couldn't sell those for 35 or 40 for the two of them, free shipping.
Right. Right.
Or maybe even 45. I mean, if you paid, 50 cents a piece, that's nothing.
Correct. Correct.
So you'd have $6,
Right.
dollar, and then, well, besides fees, $6 into them. So whatever you feel is fair to get out from,
Right.
20, 35 profit, that's good profit.
Correct. Okay, the next two pair, same brand, Hagar.
Okay.
There's with the tags. Both of these are 40 by 29. Now these are two same brand, different pairs. This one actually is corduroys
Okay.
with the belt. I think that's a nice touch myself. Once again, these originally are $35 and they were marked down to $24.50.
Nice. Those are typically more like along the lines of like a J.C. Penney type brand.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty common.
Now the second pair, this is more these are not business casual. These are definitely, sorry here, I'll get it. Dress pants.
Slacks?
Yes, slacks, thank you.
Okay.
40 by 29, not on sale, but originally $35. They were not marked down in any way. What
material are they?
I'm sorry?
What material? Are they wool?
Not this pair. It's polyester, rayon, and acrylic.
Okay. But same brand, new with tags, same size, right?
Correct.
Yeah, a lot of them together. And yeah. Now that's a brand typically that I wouldn't even pick up if it was used.
Okay.
Now, but it's new and you got two of them. There's value there because you can sell them as a lot,
Now, not picking them up just due to the fact of the brand?
As far as used.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, if they were used, because the biggest reason they have value is the fact that they're new. And some guys like that brand because they're cost conscious. They don't want to spend money on, Ralph Lauren Polo and all those other, higher end brands. They just want regular office wear. They're going to, wear through them, whatever. They just don't care.
Okay.
The point is they have to buy those from someplace. So why shouldn't they buy them from you at a discount, get a good, a good buy, a good rate, and save themselves some money? So that's why they have more. I think in my mind, that's why they have more value.
Now, my question is for you. All of those are 40 by 29.
Okay.
And would you lot them together by brand or would you make it a large lot? What has been your experience with selling like that?
By brand first, but there's how many pair? 5?
Let's see. 2, 3, 4,
6?
Correct, 5.
5? You might be able to throw them all together as long as the actual measurements, what they measure,
Okay.
size is the same size, because that's the most important thing. Doesn't really matter what the tag says. You want to list them with both the actual measurements and the tag size. But I don't know. You might be able to get $100 shipped.
And I only
5 of them.
And I asked that question because I'm sure it's a question that a lot of newbies may have. Mm-hmm. And I noticed when I was listing Levi's 550s, I have two pair up there in one listing. My other listing has 3 pairs. They were the same size. However, 2 of the pair were both hemmed at the bottom, so I put those together. But when I was doing my research, I did notice that people may have had 550. They had a large lot of about 5 pair, but they had 505s, 550s, 501s. So, I mean, apples to oranges here because we're talking blue jeans and dress pants, but right. It was something that I noticed that was a curiosity. And everybody has different styles, so I'm just throwing this out here
Right. So let me say this on the apples to oranges thing. That's almost those apples are all apples because they're all Levi's brand. They weren't a whole bunch of different brands of jeans.
Okay.
So that's one thing that they, they had going for them on that. My opinion on the office wear stuff, it could go either way. I mean, it could be a guy that really doesn't care about brand, and as long as they fit and they're cheap, quote unquote, because they happen to be new, that's a win-win to him, and that's fine. Maybe the wife's shopping for him, who knows? So yeah, it just kind of depends. It really just kind of depends.
Okay. It's just a question I'm throwing out there for others who may think that.
I would say the brand, lot the brands together, or like brands together. So I wouldn't lot a really high-end brand with a low-end brand. But if you've got a couple of like kind of lower end, or $25 a pair, $30 a pair new, then you can put those together as long as the sizing is the same. That makes sense, Or if you've got really high-end brands that are two different brands, the sizing is the same. Because the psychology is that somebody, if they're into really high-end brands, that's what they're going to want. They're not going to really probably want low-end brands. And if somebody is the other end of the spectrum, they're not going to want to pay a whole bunch of money for the high-end brands. Now, if they want those high-end brands, but they just don't want to pay the money for them, and they can get them for ultra cheap, then yeah, the odds are good they're going to want those higher end brands at ultra cheap. But then, why do you want to race yourself to the bottom, so to speak, and sell them for something that they're you can get a lot more money for it?
Which made me think of another question to ask you. Let's say that you have, two higher end brands, and one of the let's see, that one that was Oak Creek, so no name. If they were all the same size, would you still recommend somebody throwing in the lower end that probably wouldn't sell as good just to get rid of them if they were all the same size? What's your thought?
Yes, and the reason why is because, I think you and I both do free shipping. Is that right?
Correct.
So every time you have another individual item that you have to list, you're providing free shipping, which is another $5 off the top of that sale price, right? Typically.
Correct.
So if you can save yourself $5 on 3 different listings, that's $15 total, and bundle them all into one and pay $5 for shipping, that's an extra $10 profit. So why not?
Great. Well, go ahead.
It's not going to hurt. And if it doesn't work after a month or 2 months or whatever, and you want to break them apart, change the listing, shoot some additional photos, call it good, you're good.
Correct. So yeah. I'm just trying to throw questions out there that maybe somebody has thought about but hasn't asked anybody. So
right. Perfect.
Okay, to move on with the other brands, here I have another pair of corduroy.
Let me say this before you go forward with that too.
Okay.
This is all just my experience. I mean, I'm not a guru at this. I haven't been doing this, forever. That's like Mike and Pete and those guys. That's all their deal. They've been doing this for, a really, really long time. And I've got like 3 years in. So I just have my experience. This is my way of doing it. There's plenty of different ways of doing things, but it's like, Mike says, you got to figure out what works for you, right?
Exactly. And I think whether you've been in it for 1 year, 3 years, or 15 years, you're always learning something new.
Right. Speaking of lots, interesting. I just had an offer come in on a lot, new with tags. Let me hijack your thought here for just a second. Because I've had lots of offers on these. These are two new with tags Nike Dry Fit tennis shirts, actual shirts for playing tennis. And here, I gotta pull up the.
Nice.
One's dark and one's, so I'm into these for I think $6 a piece. I listed them for $59.99 free shipping, which is going to cost me $5. So what? 6, 12, $17. So I had a $59.99 in my store, best offer. I did a counter off. Somebody did an offer low. I came back at $53.99. They just came back with another offer. They're in Florida, so it's hitting tennis season. $50, and I'm going to accept it.
Nice. Nice.
So, done. Congratulations. So, there you go. And I've had several attempts on those, and nobody was wanting to come up with what I felt was a reasonable offer. You know, because again, they're Nike, they're dry fit, they're new, they're in season. You know, it's just like, come on, people, don't be so, don't be so cheap. New, I think those sell for about $45 a piece.
Wow. Wow. Now, where were you able to purchase those at?
Local Goodwill store.
Okay. Okay.
Just a fluke,
Great. Great. Nice.
And if I can do a good brand that's new with tags over a good brand that's pre-owned, I'll go with the new with tags all day long.
Correct. I mean, everybody wants to feel,
right,
they're buying it off the shelf.
Yep. So that was kind of interesting. That's funny.
Well, how exciting while we're talking about lots.
Yeah. That's why I like lots, because less shipping, more, you can ask for more.
Correct.
So.
Okay. Well, on to the next pair.
Okay.
These are Ralph Lauren new with tags polo. They're actually brown, which I don't think the color's coming through very well, but these are 3230. Like I said, corduroy once again.
Mm-hmm.
So your opinion on office clothes with being corduroys, do you think those are seasonal item or year round?
They can be, but keep in mind, I'm on the Oregon coast. Our typical even summer weather is high 50s, low 60s. In the summertime, it gets high 60s, low 70s, but it fluctuates. And so there are places like this all over the country, especially if you're on the coast. And those are places where, a little heavier office pant and a long sleeve shirt are going to be pretty much standard attire all year round.
Great.
So, yeah.
Well, trust me, I think Ohio's catching up to you because we're having bipolar weather. So.
Okay. All right.
3430, Ralph Lauren again. These are the slacks.
Okay.
Kind of gray. Nice pair again, new with tags.
Nice. What's the retail on those?
Actually, the tag, it does not say on this pair. For some reason, I do not have the pricing on the Ralph Lauren's.
Okay. And those are a brand that I typically may not pick up used unless they're like really, really, really cheap. So the fact that you get them for 50 cents and they're new, yeah, I would not pass on that at all.
Now, once again, you would not pick up because Ralph Lauren's kind of a saturated brand.
It's just so available. That's the problem. It's really easy to acquire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same thing, slacks, Ralph Lauren.
Okay. Are those the same size as the other ones?
3430.
Nice. Yeah, lot them up. Lot them up, move them out.
Same thing again, new with tags, Ralph Lauren, 3430.
So that's a lot of 3.
Yes.
Okay, I'm guessing the MSRP on those new is around 50.
Probably that's what my thought process was also.
So if you sold all 3 of those pair for buy it now, best offer 80, free shipping, take 70 minimum.
Right, right.
That's, for 50 cents a piece.
I know. I
Right?
love our church rummage sales.
Yeah, that's great profit.
These are Polo. These are 3230.
What's that blue thing say? What's the blue tag say on the fly inside?
Ah,
And
that's Andrew Pant. I
there you
didn't even know
go.
that was there.
Yep. Okay, what size are those?
These are 3230.
And do they have a price on them?
They do not. They do not.
Okay, I sell those for used in fair condition, free shipping, $20 all day long.
Wow, great.
So if those are new, you could probably get close to double for them.
Great. And I have last pair of pants I have to share. Same thing, 3230, Polo, Ralph Lauren.
Andrew?
Let me check the fly. Yes, they are Andrew.
Okay, are they the same color?
Nope, these are these are darker khaki where the other pair was that real light beige.
So like a stone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stone or an eggshell kind of a thing?
Eggshell.
Yep. Well, I think you could you might even be able to get $75 for the pair of those.
Great.
But again, for a $1 investment, come on. And they're only going to cost you, you could throw those in a legal flat rate envelope and you're good to go, Oh, one thing on the new stuff, since it's new with tags, with the pre-owned stuff, if it gets wet, it's going to go in the washing machine anyway, right? So who cares?
Correct.
But if it's new, they want to have that opportunity to, break them in themselves. So if that's the case, you might want to throw those in like a plastic grocery bag and tape that up for protection, and then throw that in your envelope. Or maybe, depending on the caliber of profit and stuff, you may want to go ahead and pay for like a regional box.
I'm still learning about shipping. I do what you just said. Anything and everything that I sell, I actually wrap in a bag before I put it in. I ship in boxes. I use priority mail. So I always put everything in a bag before, used or not, just in case of damage.
Right. Well, good. That's great. So let's do this. So let's move into kind of like a tip type of a thing. So you saw my Goodwill Outlet webinar that I did, right?
Correct.
And I touched on this and that, and I kind of want to talk about this a little bit more. But it's the whole idea of, you come home with a great big haul, and about 20% of the stuff that you come home with is probably going to have a tendency to sit in a pile someplace, because the bottom line is after you get it home and you come down off of the high of, finding stuff, it's like, do I really want to list this? Or you're actually going to say, I really don't want to list this. What did I get this for? Because it's not quite enough profit. Or that's why I love bundling, because bundling makes the lower end stuff profitable again. So it's easily, it's easily to do. So, the main thing with this stuff is, you have to learn to say no. And you have to learn to say no while you're there, unless that's all you can find.
Right.
If it's all you can find. But the problem with saying yes to everything is that then you shell out your capital, like Northern Picker was talking about, and the money's gone. And now you have to list it. You have to wait for it to sell to get your money back out of it, to reinvest that money you put into those things, not to mention you get your profit out of it. And then that's also where the tendency kind of can come along to be desperate a little quick, and you don't want to do that. You want to buy well to begin with, And if you feel solid about your purchases, your sourcing, then you're going to feel solid about taking offers and refusing offers. Now, you don't want to, you don't want to turn into a hoarder and hang on the stuff forever, but you want to just make sure that you're getting a good profit and it's good to go. So the most important thing with that is, what do you think about that? Where have you been with that? You get home with stuff and it's just like, I really don't want to list this.
I guilty. I have done that when I was very first starting out, and I think a lot of newbies do this. We do not have the knowledge, and we buy. I have probably 4 shelves of glass, dishes, coffee cups, vases, lanterns, Pyrex, milk glass, hobnail. So I do, and it's stuff that I bought, and now I don't even want to list. I don't want to mess with it. I have figured out that I do not want to do anything with glass.
Right.
And now I'm sitting on it. I look at it. It depresses me, and I know I'm going to have to list it eventually.
Right. It kind of makes you anxious, it makes you not anxious, but it causes some anxiety.
It does, because you look at the money that you've spent, and then I have sat all of my glass, I've sat on it for a year. I haven't done anything with it.
Right.
And it's just because, to me, and this is just me, glass seems to be something I want something that's going to turn, that I'm going to make that money. And I understand it doesn't happen overnight. Not everything sells instantly, but glass is a collectible that when the right person comes along.
Right.
So, and that's not what I want to deal with.
And maybe your answer for that is either Craigslist or local Facebook groups. There's no shipping. There's no packing.
That is definitely a thought. I'm kind of I'm just throwing this out there. This is me, but it's because I'm a single female. Craigslist is very scary for me. You hear all the stuff. It's, that's, although I have sold on Facebook, I do try to get rid of children's clothes on there. That's been my route for that.
Right. So. Okay, cool. Good. Well, so besides learning how to say no, I want to add one little component to the format on this, and that's just like a little business tip, just a in general business tip for whether you're online business or reselling or whatever you're doing, and that's this, and that's that when you are doing your thing, it's the idea that it adds up. And my parents tried to teach me this at an early age, and I just didn't pay attention up until about 3 or 4 years ago. And the point is I really started to realize with the reselling end of things, with sourcing, it's that whole idea of, acquiring stuff, bringing it home, not listing, feeling guilty, Then you've got the other end of the pendulum of the shipping, and I'm cheap. I don't want to spend any more on shipping, than I have to, on shipping supplies, on boxes, so the whole point is, if you keep that in mind, if you're able to find some of your own boxes, when you need boxes, if you're able to find packing materials, for free or really, really cheap, if you're able to actually source and then list and then churn all of your merchandise and have most of it, flip. At the end of the year, all those little numbers add up. Case in point, look at people that buy soda or pop, right?
Right.
3 or 4 bottles laying around, that's one thing, whatever. But when you do that on a daily basis and you don't, like here in Oregon, we have a deposit still. So they're not recycled. Well, they're recycled, but they're taken back for deposit. So money-wise, you've got that nickel or dime on each one of those bottles. And at the end of the year, if you don't take those back, that adds up. That's my point. is
Right.
that can be the difference between having a $300 slush fund, $500 slush fund at the end of the year to have a really nice weekend away, or
Right.
not.
Right.
So that's my tip. That's my thought. Keep in mind all of it, whether it's incoming or outgoing. Northern Picker mentioned this too. Stopping every day for pizza or whatever when you're out and about. I'm not saying that you have to be a miser, but there are things, if you pay attention to certain things, that can create that slush fund so that you can have a nice something because you had some discipline throughout the year. That's the point.
Right. That $5 coffee at Starbucks every day.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe it ends up to where at the end of the year, you've got an extra $1,000 or $2,000 that you can take a really nice vacation. It's a sourcing vacation, but have it be a destination, that's like a nice destination. It's more affluent. You've got some cash to spend. Who knows?
Right.
Cool.
Okay. All right. Well, as normal, I always enjoy having a conversation with you about good finds, and we'll see you again in a week.
Me too. Okay, Heather, thanks.
Okay. Thank you, Jay.
Great. Okay, bye.
Everybody, bye.